WrestleMania 4. Are there two better guys? I've worked with Tito a few times. Are there two better guys in the world to work with than Tito Santana and Rick Martel?
Two of the best workers in the world. When he grabs your arm, you don't even know he grabs it. I mean, those are two guys you're not going to get hurt. And you can give them your body and they're going to take care of it. And I always thought that's how we were too, But yeah, if you can't have a good match with those guys, you don't belong in the business.
What was it like winning the tag team belts? I mean, again, is it another day at work? There had to be some kind of thrill for you to be WWF Tag Team Champions for the first time.
No, that was huge. That was, my dream was to get to the WWF. And then the second dream was to become one of the champions, because that you're part of the deal now. You're not just a worker there, you're a main part of their program, which was a huge thrill. And to get those belts at WrestleMania in front of millions of people at Trump Plaza, that was pretty huge.
Especially back then, the titles really meant a lot. They didn't change hands.
Well, yeah, they didn't have any belts. They had, they had the tag belts, they had the World Championship belt, and then they had the Intercontinental belt. That's the only belts they had. So, I mean, you were somebody, or at least you thought you were.
How far out did you know that you were working with Strike Force at WrestleMania?
You know what? I don't really recall, and I think if I would tell you an exact time, I'd be lying to you. It was probably, I would say probably a month. I don't know if we had any lead-up matches with him. I assume we would have. I don't think that would have been the early matches. We probably had matches around the country, but at that time, you might be in LA one day and the next night you're in Miami, then you're in Seattle, and you might be in Montreal. So I'm assuming it would have been at least a month, because we'd probably cut the promos at least 3 weeks ahead of time. So
is there two better guys in the business to work with than Rick Martel?
Oh my goodness, no. Both quality guys, both excellent gentlemen. We just saw Tito 2 weeks ago in Minneapolis, and he was there. We did a benefit for the Native American female. Like, it was not a hospital, but a safety awareness group. And Tito was there, and DDP, and a couple other guys, Mr. Kennedy. And it's nice because when you see these guys, you haven't seen them. Some of the conventions we've done with you don't see guys for literally years. And after about 5 minutes, it's like we just saw them last night.
Right.
So, it was good to see those guys. Always good to see the guys.
Was it a big deal for you to be on the pay-per-views to win it? Forget about money-wise. Was it a big deal? Any sense of it's got to be awesome to win the WWF Tag Team titles. Back then, they meant so much.
Yeah, it was good, but I mean, you have to realize that both Barry and I had been on and all the guys at that time really had been in Japan, big events, been all over the world. It was just another night that happened to be seen by more people than just in the building. We've done live shows in front of 110,000 people in India or Japan or England or something, but it was a big event in the fact that it was a pay-per-view. You also knew that there was going to be more eyes on you, but at the time you're only involved in your match and you're worried about how your match is going and you want to do the best in your match. Hopefully everybody did that, and the pay-per-view turned out to be positive, because if that one was positive, just like in a regular arena, if the matches are good on Monday, say in Atlanta, next Monday, there'll be more people. If the matches stink, next Monday, the crowd might be down a little bit. So you're always working towards the next event, or in that case, the next pay-per-view. And they didn't have as many pay-per-views then. You know, they had 4 or 5, and then they went to 1 a month. And 1 a month doesn't mean it's the best ever. If you have 4 a year, it's easier to push. This is going to be a real big event. But if you got 1 every month, people start tuning out. Then you got another company that's got 1 every month. So now you got 24 a year. They all can't be great.